Good evening, good evening, good evening, and thank you for tuning into Candid Conversations with the Self-Esteem Queen. I am your host, Fiona Sharon Huff, also known as the Self-Esteem Queen. And this evening, we are going to be covering the topic of what's wrong with shopping at H&M. If you just heard the clip, that was B. Simone, who is a wild and out personality as well as an internet star. And she recently went viral for a video that she did of her podcast where she was talking about that she's so broke that she can no longer shop at Bloomingdale's and she's relegated to shopping at H&M. So this evening, I have a special guest who is going to be having this candid conversation with me on priorities, self-esteem, and what's wrong with shopping at H&M. And so I want to bring on Boss Sparks of Boss Sparks Inc. Good evening.
Hello. Hey.
How are you?
I am amazing. Amazing.
You look amazing. Listen, talking about looks, we're talking about fashion, and let me just start with this. This is a sweet disclaimer. I love B Simone. I used to watch her reality show where she was like, I'm trying to find a boyfriend." So this is not to bash her, none of that. But we just want to have this transparent conversation about what is wrong with shopping at a store that's not a high-end store. So later on, I'll be sharing some pictures of what I'm wearing because you really can't see it right now so much. But I'm wearing a dress from, guess where? H&M. I love that store. And I'm so grateful at how I was raised. I was raised to look presentable and clean when you walk out the house. My grandfather was the first person to introduce me to pumps. We used to shop at J.C. Penney's and Montgomery Ward and Sears and Roebuck, back then. But I was always clean. I was always fresh, and I always knew that I was cute. But,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't, oh, if I'm not shopping at this store, I feel less than. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What's your thoughts on what she said?
Well, I love B Simone. I just think that it's levels to everything. You
Right.
know, and as you talk about with self-esteem and everything, um, it's all about mindset. A lot of us have that broke mentality because I don't feel like a lot of us know our purpose. If you know your purpose, then you're gonna live within your purpose. Your purpose may not be to have all these extravagant things. It may be just to be that servant of the community and be comfortable in yourself, in your surroundings and everything like that. So we have to look at what's comfortable for us in that.
Right.
So sometimes, and with social media and everything, it shows us all these things that, do we really need? Do we really need? Does that mean that, I want to shop at Macy's? Could I shop at Macy's? Yes, I really could shop at Macy's. Am I going to shop at Macy's? No. I run multiple businesses and everything like that. So being a good steward of my finances and everything is important because I have to pay people. I have to pay myself. I have to grow my business. So when I'm looking at that, it's not necessarily where I feel like I need to go to Macy's and everything. And with me being a wholesaler, I definitely is. I'm going. I'm not going to buy the elevator cost. I'm going to get it wholesale. But that's beside the point. But I think it's the mindset. And I think she really got to that point where it was everything. She lived an extravagant lifestyle,
Right.
possibly but beyond her means, which put her backwards where she is now.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of us do that, and a lot of us are still doing that. We have a broke mentality, but we're not broke. Let me say it again. we have a broke mentality, but we're not broke. We're just mentally living beyond our means, not just physically, but mentally living beyond our means. Sometimes we have to go back and do that self check, as we checking our self esteem and everything like that, and do that self check and say, wait a minute, I'm comfortable. So if it means that I can continue to be comfortable, do I really need to go and shop, at Macy's or all these high-end stores and everything? And then when you see that, how China and everything is leaking secrets that you can get it cheaper and everything, is the quality of what you're getting really quality? You can get a less a beautiful things at a lesser quality. So it's just, I really feel like it's the mindset of it all, and where you are when you're leveling up.